Everybody, guess what? We're live. I tell you what, we've been having a lot of fun this week. We talked with Franklin on foot. We're going to be talking to the Andrew Jacksons, the Hermitage tomorrow. But right now, JT Thompson is with us to talk about the Lotz House, one of the scariest places, as noted by the Travel Channel.
Their definition, not mine. That's what
What's that?
They've said that actually twice.
They've said it twice.
The second most terrifying place in America.
Okay, so why is it they said that? What was it that they saw, or you told them, or showed them that made them say that?
Well, I think you have to go back in a little historic information. November 30, 1864.
Yes.
10,000 American casualties in Franklin. Johann Everett Lotz, the German immigrant who built that home by himself, never owned a slave. It's all his work, but he's an eloquent writer, and he writes in his diary about the dead in his front yard. The next day, he says they stand like scarecrows. They can't fall for the dead at their feet.
Wow.
So perspective, that's where we're coming from. And so when the Travel Channel comes in and twice says it's the second most terrifying place in America, I'm going, if this is the second most terrifying place, I want to know number one. I mean seriously. And so I'll be frank, I'm more frightened of the living than I ever could be of the dead.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's right. I mean, aren't we all? But
right. Exactly.
Especially in Williamson County, right? But it's you can't be in that home and you can't spend quality time there, and things just happen. I mean, like the photographs we sent you. I mean.
Okay. Yes. Let's put it. I've got it on my phone. So you guys hold on. I'll pull one up on my phone. Okay. Here's what. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a little blurry. You can see the little blue. There's a little blue at the bottom there. So in a couple of these photos, you didn't really want us to post them on the internet, right, but I'm pulling them up here on my phone. Whoops. Yeah. So you can. There are these tiny little blue. What do we call those? Blue orbs? Is that what we call these?
Again, I'm not a ghost expert, but the people that are spirit ghost experts, they call those orbs.
Yeah.
And this past weekend, during one of our ghost tours on Saturday night, taking still photography, and those just popped up. And we have cameras inside the home for security reasons, and frequently on cameras, things are like moving and shaking, and people will explain it as a bug flying or dust particles. No, I mean, just absolutely no. It's something that a layman, a normal person can understand. So
right.
We began these ghost tours. We do them throughout the year, but this time of year, as we move into the fall and cooler weather, Halloween, and so on, they get more.
Right.
And so those are ongoing. We have those regularly scheduled on Fridays and Saturdays. But if you have a group wants to do something throughout the week, we can make that happen too. But it's just a fun way to get out and spend some quality time, some fun time and a little levity in the world in which we live in. And, you talk about ghost tours and all that kind of stuff. Nobody's going to jump out in a crazy costume.
Right.
I mean, now this is for all ages. We did a group of Girl Scouts a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it's more about stories and what's happened in the house and what's happened around the house. I mean, right. It's fun.
And the history.
In the history. And so often we forget. I mean, we're talking about Franklin and Columbia Pike. How many people drive up and down Columbia Pike daily?
Right.
Number one, know what they're driving on,
mm-hmm.
as far as the historical perspective, or sadly, don't care about what they're driving on. I mean, it is what it is. The issue is, we're a nonprofit 501c3, and it's just one way that we can bring some levity. It's a fun outing, if you will.
Yeah. I heard a story. Now, is this true that sometimes this has happened that in the gift shop the next morning, once you leave, there might be things on the floor or maybe words spelled out or something?
They love goo-goos. Okay. Whoever they are, goo-goos, they love goo-goos.
Okay.
There's been several occasions. We actually sell bullets that are from the front yard of the Lotz House in the gift shop, and there's more than one occasion when you come in first thing in the morning and there are words they're late and moved from the gift shop into certain areas of the home.
Wow.
That's a pretty frequent occurrence. This happened several years ago. My personal checkbook, I had left it on the desk upstairs in the office. Came back the next day, it was gone, and I searched everywhere for 3 or 4 days, and then the next 5 or 6 days later, came back and it was right where it was supposed to be. They're very curious, whatever they are. There's speculation by the experts that, it's soldiers. Tragically, there are 2 twins, Lotz twins, that die at a very early age. They're at 2.5, 3 children. There's been many people see children in the upstairs windows facing north toward downtown Franklin.
Okay, yeah.
So, it's chock full of all kind of really fun, exciting, interesting, unexplainable things that happen.
Yeah. On the tour, do people ever say that they see anything or hear anything or feel anything?
We worked with Marty Thesson for many, many years, and she was on a tour with us, and I was actually there. It was been about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and I know that she will remember this vividly. People on their phone had brought an app. It was called Ghost Finders or whatever. I think there's an app you can download, and we were actually in Matilda's bedroom, and that sucker, everyone started beeping like crazy. Who knows? Can't explain it. Just live there.
Wow. So have you ever spent the night there?
Yes. The home was about to be sold and turned into a Mexican food restaurant. And playing off the man's name who built it, spelled L-O-T-Z, they were going to call it Lots of Tacos. And so the home was saved to prevent it from becoming a Mexican food restaurant. And one of the first things I wanted to do was actually spend the night in the home on the anniversary of the battle, November 3rd.
Wow.
And the home was totally empty. And my lovely wife, my then very sweet 9-year-old daughter, and my sister-in-law all came in. We had blow-up beds. And again, you have to understand the history of the battle. Every year the reenactors, they do the march from Winstead Hill all the way down to the house and Lotz House. And so that starts at 4. It takes about 25 minutes to make that march. This was about 5 o'clock. We're all inside the house, and all of a sudden we hear loud drums. Loud drums. And we all look at each other, and we think it's the reenactors that are outside that always go across the street and sleep at the Carter house. So we all go running outside. Stone, cold.
Wow.
Walk back in the house, and there's all these drums. And obviously, wow. What do you think? My sister-in-law said, "I'm going back to Nashville."
That's what I would have said. Sorry, peace out. I'm not staying here.
And exactly. And my daughter Shelby kept pulling on my seriously. And she goes, Dad, I'm going, Shelby, wait. And she goes, Dad, Shelby, what? I said, finally, what? She goes, I brought my Ouija board. And I said, okay, fine. So we all go upstairs to what's called the Red Room. And that there's upstairs when you come on the tour, 615-790-7190, call, make reservations. But you go upstairs to the Red Room, and there's a lot of always activity in that particular room. That south side of the house will take major impact from the battle.
Right. And
so Ouija board's out. My daughter, my mother put their hands on the little thing, and Shelby's nice. She starts moving that thing around. And I said, stop. And I said, let Susan and I do this. So we put our hands on there, and I asked a question, and nothing happened. I asked a question, nothing happened. And then I said, describe what happened here in one word. And all of a sudden, that sucker starts to move.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And the word was extraordinary in terms of it's not a word that we use in today's language. The first letter was what?
V.
V. The second letter was I. The third letter,
L.
L. And I was thinking violent. It wasn't violent.
E.
Vile.
Wow.
When's the last time you heard somebody use the term vile in everyday language today?
Right.
And after that, I said, we're done.
You're like, no more. No more conversations.
V-I-L-E. No. And if you go back again to history, 10,000 American casualties in 5 hours in their front yard. How can you be more vile?
Yeah. I can't even imagine seeing that, experiencing that.
And again, historically speaking, you have to deal with that. And unlike in today's world where you have people that are coming to help, there's no Red Cross.
Right.
FEMA's not coming. The people of Franklin, a town of 750 people, have to deal with what literally has been dropped in their front yards, and no one is coming to help. Even 2, 3, 4 years later, people show up in Franklin to visit family, and they say, how do you stomach the smell?
Oh my goodness. Wow.
And they'll say, what smell? Franklin becomes accustomed to the smell of death. That's what happens at the Lotz House.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Lots of stories to tell. Well, you guys go check it out.
L-O-T-S. Yes, lots of stories.
Lots. See? Did you see what I did there? Lots.
I appreciate that. And thank you for everything you do for the Lotz House and everything in Franklin. We're very grateful. Thank you for all you do for us, Don.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You guys, the Lotz House, go check out the tours. They're happening now. So you can get in now because they fill up really fast in October.
Yeah, I mean, they do. And I think Halloween falls on a good day this year, I think Saturday. So
Halloween is on a Saturday, so I'm sure that day will fill up really, really quick.
Yes, ma'am.
And you'll be doing tours on that Saturday as well. Is that right?
Actually, I don't do ghost tours, but yeah, there will be ghost tours going on.
Someone will be there at the home to do those.
Experts will be doing the ghost tours.
Experts. Okay. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you telling those stories. And you guys go check it out. I've been to visit there. I've been in that Red Room. It is like you feel like, I don't know, there's a heaviness in there.
People that come in and that have whatever that juju is, and they go, that's not a good place to be.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Well, thanks again. You guys go check it out. You've got plenty of time. We're giving you a heads up because it's halfway through September to make sure you get over there.
Just call that number, 615-790-719.
There you go. He's gave you the number. All right. Thanks again, JT. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.